Valued partners, honored speakers, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Selamat pagi and a very good morning. My apologies for not being here today, but please accept my warmest welcome to ISIS Malaysia. Today's COP29 masterclass, in collaboration with the Third World Network, comes against the backdrop of the climate crisis. You, more than any other, would be well aware that our world is at risk of reaching numerous tipping points for irreversible damage. Making matters worse, it will be those with the least capacity to address these issues that will suffer the most. Despite this, inequalities stemming from the global north-south divide continue to widen. Principles of equity come into question when the global north's pledges of climate finance and technological transfer for the global south remain just that, pledges, both unrealized and unfulfilled. All this while, the timeline to meet the Paris Agreement targets draw closer. Long overdue, a starting point for these inequalities to be addressed comprehensively is the acknowledgement of its existence. These factors are ultimately the crux of the 29th Conference of Parties, COP29, happening in Baku, Azerbaijan later this year. Among other crucial outcomes, the new collective quantified goal on climate finance will be determined, hence the imperative to establish and mobilize an equitable climate finance goal to ensure accountability and the protection of the most vulnerable. So where does Malaysia position itself among all of this? We are a developing nation situated within a region that is highly precarious towards escalating climate impacts. Furthermore, aligned with Prime Minister Datuk Sri Anwar Ibrahim's foreign policy position, we have a vested interest in ensuring the voices of the Global South are heard. Indeed, in this sense, we act as strong proponents of the quote-unquote common but differentiated responsibilities principle. And this must be reflected in our actions, both at the local and international levels. As Malaysia takes on the mantle of ASEAN chairmanship next year, it is equally pivotal to showcase our climate leadership. We must take ambitious strides to advance regional cooperation in championing our priorities at the global stage. This, in essence, is why we have convened everyone here today. The purpose of this masterclass is to supplement our country's efforts in climate negotiations, enhance viewpoints through a collaborative multi-stakeholder engagement process, while ensuring a holistic whole-of-society approach towards our national climate agenda. The input from today's session will also culminate in a working paper for the Ministry of Natural Resources and Environmental Sustainability to complement the participation of our national delegation to COP29 and global climate processes. In this regard, I trust that everyone in attendance today will provide meaningful interventions towards this process. With that, I thank you once again for taking the time to be here, and I look forward to the fruitful outcomes of this event.